Okay, so let's unpack this. Welcome to today's deep dive. We're looking at a massive stack of sociological and demographic research on the future of faith.
Yeah, and it's some truly fascinating data.
Right. I mean, our mission here is to really dig into how the global south is just fundamentally reshaping global religion. Like, if you're listening to this and you thought global secularization was just this inevitable thing, get ready, because this data will completely flip your worldview.
It really will. I mean, for decades, people just assumed modern meant secular.
Right.
That old secularization thesis.
Exactly. But to understand why the whole death of religion idea is basically a myth, we really have to look at the raw numbers and, well, specifically birth rates.
Yeah, the demographics are driving this entire shift. Just to give you an idea, in 1900, Africa had fewer than 10 million Christians.
Which is pretty wild to think about.
It is. And today, it's over 734 million.
Wow. 734 million.
Right. And Islam is surging too, mostly because of those same high fertility rates. The projections say it'll reach near parity with Christianity by around 2050.
But wait, what about the knowns? Like the religiously unaffiliated?
Yeah.
Because living in a Western city, you feel like they're totally taking over.
That's the illusion, yeah. Locally in the West, they are growing, but globally, the knowns are actually projected to shrink from 16% down to 13%.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, and it's because they're concentrated in these aging, low birth rate regions. Think Europe and North America.
It's like comparing a really trendy but super aging neighborhood to a booming, vibrant new metropolis. So, I mean, is demography basically destiny when it comes to the survival of these worldviews?
Well, the math is certainly pointing that way. It's not necessarily about mass conversions. It's literally just about who is having kids.
And this boom isn't just about raw numbers, right? Like, it's shifting massive institutional power.
Completely. The faith that's growing in the global south doesn't look like Western faith. It's generally highly supernatural. We're talking an emphasis on literal miracles, spiritual warfare, and it's very theologically conservative.
Which obviously causes some friction.
No, absolutely. You see it really clearly in the Anglican Communion. There's this intense division between the socially progressive Western churches and the biblically orthodox southern provinces, places like Nigeria, for instance.
And even the Catholic Church is feeling this shift, right?
Yeah, they are making a massive pivot. Pope Francis is projected to have appointed 79% of the cardinal electors by late 2024, and that heavily favors the global south.
Here's where it gets really interesting to me, though. Looking at the reports, these former mission fields in the South are now accusing the wealthy Western churches of neocolonialism.
Yeah, it's quite the historical irony.
It really is. I mean, weren't the Western churches the original colonizers?
Exactly, which is why the researchers point this out. Southern churches are essentially arguing that the West is using financial leverage to force modern secularized values onto them.
Which they see as cultural imperialism.
Yeah.
Just, using money instead of military force.
Exactly. And because the South holds the demographic momentum now, the whole historical flow of influence has just totally reversed.
Welcome to reverse missions, right? Where African and Asian missionaries, folks from Nigeria, South Korea, are now actively traveling to secular Europe and North America to re-evangelize them.
Yes. Though we do need to add a little nuance when we talk about Latin America.
Right, because the data shows places like Chile hitting 33% for the knowns, which sounds like secularization.
Correct. It looks like European secularization on the surface, but sociologists point out that the mechanism is fundamentally different. It's mostly what they call religious switching.
Switching from Catholicism to Pentecostalism.
Precisely. Millions are leaving institutional Catholicism, but they aren't becoming atheists. They're looking for that direct, highly expressive connection to the supernatural outside the traditional Catholic hierarchy.
So what does this all mean for us? Should we start viewing the West as the world's new primary mission field?
According to the researchers, yeah. The secularization thesis was absolutely a Western blind spot. The data is clear that the future of faith and all the global political influence that comes with it is undeniably Southern.
Which leaves you with this really provocative thought to ponder. If the people, the passion, and the momentum are all in the global South, wait, let me rephrase that. If all that energy is in the global South, how long until the literal physical headquarters of the world's major religions permanently relocate to Africa or Latin America?